Hey guys, Professor Bill of Comic Book University and WWE issue number 17. Okay, so this issue we get to see the final part of the Bailey show, which is cool, It's going on long enough and I am glad that it ended. And I'm also glad it ended the way it did. I expected it to end something similar to this way. We get to see how she has her double loss, so to speak, to Asuka. At the end, of course, every single person who was watching that NXT show knew that she was going to WWE, and if there was any doubt in it whatsoever, it was when she left and she pointed down at the NXT. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it when I was watching that show freaking live. When she pointed down at the NXT symbol and just, like she touched her heart, I was like, dude, man, you gotta love Bailey. You gotta love Bailey. Yeah, I'm a hugger. I am. Anyway, so when she... but here, Dennis Hopeless doesn't show her as just, oh yeah, I know I'm going over next. No. They're like, oh yeah, I've got no plans. Did you hear the fans? They acted like they knew I was going to Raw, but I don't know that. I didn't get a call up. I have no idea what's going on. So that was cool, and they played it really well. It was played well. When later on she's supposed to go to the Raw show, and she does, and I remember that was a big deal. It's like, dude, why is she not on Raw? She should be there immediately. But it was the following week that she showed up, which fine, I'm good with it. She that's the actual wrestling, the actual Raw. Anyway, so that was the episode where Charlotte goes up against Sasha and beats up Sasha in a really bad way. It's like, okay, well, she's going to have a chance to have a tag team partner next week on Raw, and that's where Bailey shows up. And here they show it that Bailey runs up and it's like, oh my God, I'm sorry I didn't make there, but I was watching it. Listen, you have to call me up for, to be the partner. I want to help you out so much and all that stuff. And she's going on this ridiculously long Bailey spiel just for Sasha to say, if I can interject for a moment, I actually texted you and asked you to be my partner 2 hours ago. Okay, I may have gotten a little emotional when I read that. That was cool. I dug it. So this was an absolute fantastic. And if it had to get any better, I'm reading over and I see the Asuka series where that ends also, where she said it was the whole big fish in a little pond thing, and she moves to a big pond, but she still believes that she's the big fish. And yeah, that's Asuka. You're not going to convince her otherwise until she gets into it with Charlotte. I'm just saying. Anyway, first off, great. Before I get into the art really quick, I'm going to give this comic book a B+. Fantastic. Definitely loved it. I wish more people were reading this comic book. I'm very sad that they're not, but you know what? It is what it is. I saw, I can't remember his name. The Long Island Iced Tea was commenting on the one of the covers. Yeah, it was a cool cover, broski. But I think that the the one Iron Man cover that I saw was actually the best. My opinion, just my opinion. Anyway, so the art, Serge Acuna on art. I've always liked him on art. This one felt a little more. I'm trying to think of the right way to look at it. It felt more organic. It felt more at home. That's one thing. But I didn't realize what a good artist he was until this one stupid panel, all right? There's this one panel where they have Bailey, it was right in the middle. Bailey has the ankle lock on her. Asuka has the ankle lock on Bailey. And, I used to draw. I kind of still do, but not nearly as much, whatever. The vanishing point is important, and you can put the vanishing point wherever you want on a paper, and then you draw your lines, your very small lines or your blue pencil lines outwards, and then that's how you know the dimensions of what you're going to draw, like the nearness and the farness of what you're going to draw. So by doing that, that's what's going to determine, like, the height of your buildings, in proportion to the height of your other buildings further away, whatever their size. They're all going to look to be in proportion. This one when I first looked at it, it looked extremely out of proportion, and it looked almost silly, like as if she was going through a black hole. But I stared at it for a couple moments, and then I realized what was actually done here. You have to look at Serge Acuna's backgrounds to see what excellent art this really is. Because his foreground stuff, the main stuff that you're looking at, you might not appreciate and you might just pass by whatever he's doing, but you can't do that. You have to look at his backgrounds to see the real, do I say genius? Whatever, take whatever word you want out of it, but like the real excellence of the art. When you look at the backgrounds of what he's doing, that's when you see what he was actually intending for that image. Everything, the contour lines go around. So you'll see the ring arena is actually bent. It's supposed to be, right? But then you see the ring ropes, which by definition have to be straight. Nope, they were all bent. They were all bent. How? He drew this picture, and it's funny that this one stupid panel shows me how good of an artist he really is. This one panel shows that he drew this picture as though he were looking in one of those convex lenses, or a concave, I should say. No, convex, yeah. In a convex camera lens. He actually does this so it looks like it's pointing in the middle, but then you see the outside, but like in a trucker's mirror. If you're driving, if you ever drove a truck and you see the little round mirror that kind of expands things so you can see around the back of the truck also. Yeah, that's how he drew this panel. I was so thoroughly impressed in this. I had to go back and start flipping through the book and start looking at the art completely differently this time. And I got to see how this guy, oh my God, he draws like the manga lines of, you know, the impact, like when Bailey's going to slam Asuka on the ground and you just see the momentum, you know, the lines going by like she's really doing hard. So Serge doesn't have to draw the motion of actually slamming down. The background describes the motion of this action. I would have never thought to do that on my own. And I feel like I want to pick up my pencils again and start trying to replicate that. It's going to take forever, but if I can even get there. But this was actually really good. And it's funny. It's funny. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing this is a really natural way to draw, but a trained natural way to draw. It's hard to explain. You look at the backgrounds of his work and you'll appreciate his work so much better. That's impressive. That was impressive. That's all I got. All right, guys. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.